Is 3D websites the future of web design? With new techniques, technologies, and movements constantly emerging, our sense of where things are headed is more uncertain than ever. As a result, we wanted to look into what the landscape of web design might look like in the next 20 years or so. So what does the future of web design hold in 3D technology? In today's video, we are giving you a glimpse of 3D technology and its future. But before we begin, subscribe to our channel to never miss out on more videos like this. Here we begin. What is the future of web design? How will web design change? Web design is defined by upcoming trends and changes in the digital environment. While nothing is set in stone, a close examination of the market and its influencing factors can provide actionable insight into what tomorrow may bring. Evolutionary change is expected. Integration of AI and chatbots. AI may be the most continuous issue of our generation. For the time being, the potential dangers it poses to a few may appear to outweigh the minor benefits we derive from it. Nonetheless, until machines take over a world, AI will play a significant role in dictating web designs for the future. The most common implementation is in the form of chatbots. Many businesses already use this feature to keep their customers engaged 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As technology advances, chatbots and AI may appear to e-commerce users as automated personal shoppers, ushering in a new era of web design. A combination of human intervention and AI assistance is on its way to becoming the new norm. Dynamic storytelling. Netflix has a library of over 1,300 shows, 4,300 movies, and counting in its home country. This is far too much content for each user to consume daily. It will take atomic storytelling that engages the user on all fronts to keep your website running. It would be similar to creating an experience map that summarizes the system to determine the logic behind each click or tap. Campaigns that connect with the audience at a granular level are already being implemented by agencies like Twist. Web design will be centered on strong key message that reaches your ideal buyers via the appropriate channels and forms of messaging. Voice interface. Alexa, Siri, and Google Assistant each have their own worlds and fan bases. Users have embraced a system in which a simple voice command yields the desired results. This also eliminates the need for them to look at their screens for more information. This conversational approach should be used in both web design layout and content. It would be a total reversal of all the fundamentals the concept represents. Long-tail keywords and FAQs will form the core content strategy that will break the traditional web design boxes. Although the full application is still a long way off, it is unavoidable. Websites with no pages. It's more dramatic than it sounds. Pageless websites are a type of web design in which the web type is one continuous scroll instead of multiple pages. This concept is inspired by social media platforms, known for engaging user interfaces and addictive engagement. With only one page, web designers can expect lightning-fast speeds, auto-responsive websites, and narrative site structures. However, the flow and fluency of the web elements will be the most important factor in keeping bounce rates from skyrocketing. Augmented reality. In the future, users will require VR and hardware and software to support AR in all forms. Designers must create an interactive environment that projects location-based elements overlapping the real-world aesthetics on everything from smartphones to wearable devices. Object recognition, such as Google Lens, and facial scanning in social media will also have numerous applications. Data science integration. The website is no longer a one-stop shop for brand awareness. In a world of connected devices and the Internet of Things, all system parts must be constantly coordinated to provide the best CX for everyday user. Web design must capitalize on the flood of data by employing analytical tools and adapting to changing environments simultaneously. This variation will be very similar to the mobile responsiveness wave, except it will be applied to everyday machines such as refrigerators and cars. The future data scientist and web designer will be placed in the same box, allowing them to communicate and collaborate synergistically. Immersive visuals. Although virtual reality makes aggressive moves, widespread adoption remains a long way off. The cumulative system upgrades required to make WebVR are a reality and far too extensive to contemplate. However, it is a real possibility. Until then, an immersive 3D graphics experience will take center stage. We're talking about a website that will fill the entire screen to combine physical and digital experiences. The end goal would be to entice the audience with captivating visuals that encourage them to take desired actions. Why is 3D the future of the internet? Nothing can stop us from making the web cool again now that 3D is available in all forms and is simple to code. So the future of the internet, here it is. 3D is digital experience. Digital experience is the new term becoming more popular on the internet. This allows users to interact with it to improve their experience and thus better meet their needs. 3D is the ideal medium for creating such a digital experience. Whether promoting the most recent popular product, a portfolio, a new startup technology, or even a yearly event, an interaction in the 3D design is always more potent because it can go further. You will be able to transport the visitor through your creation, allowing him to see and experience something he has never seen before. Creating emotions and joy entails fostering engagement and empowerment. 3D is gamification. Many people imagine a game in your browser is a good way to demonstrate a 3D experience. It is different because you cannot do as much as you would on a real game engine. You can, however, already make your 3D website very interactive. It's not about building an entire city or climbing on buildings. Rather, it's forcing you to explore an environment and interact with its objects. Furthermore, because we have yet to become accustomed to seeing 3D websites, you immediately create a wow effect. Because users usually associate 3D with games, this type of website will entice them to play with it. As a result, the user enjoys the time he spends navigating this experience and will tell others about it. Multi-support. You would not have heard of adaptive websites if you launched a website 15 years ago, and nowadays, it will only be noticed if your website is responsive, so no longer be afraid. One advantage of using a 3D scene on your website is that it will be responsive by default. What kind of support do 3D worlds have? Virtual reality. Even if it isn't widely used yet, having a 3D website lets you be VR ready immediately. As we can imagine, going even further with the most recent PWA development, which aims to make any website work as a desktop or mobile application. As a result, your 3D experience will work not only online, but also on all your machines and without an internet connection. 3D is creativity. Aren't you a little sad when you use the internet these days? The reason for this sadness is that most websites follow the same patterns and logic, a plain layer that rises when you scroll, some images that illustrate what you're reading, almost always a top navigation bar that stays at the top, and so on. This works because everyone is used to it, so you can't get lost, but it can also be tedious. You may have already seen this CodePen background used to represent the complexity of a situation or a team's knowledge. It's always the same. You can't blame them because you sometimes have the skills or time to copy what's working online. This is where 3D comes in handy. A new dimension brings a plethora of possibilities, including detailed materials, light effects, models, animations, and movements, and particles. Everything you possibly need to create a 3D world corresponds to the product or idea that anyone wishes or requires to promote. Users will remember it because 3D makes for more immersive experiences than traditional 2D. What do you think about the evolution of 3D technology and the future it holds? Let us know in the comment section down below. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel to not miss any uploads like this. Thanks for watching.